This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Okay. Good. It's now afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the March 3rd meeting of the Bylaw Review, March 9th meeting of the Bylaw Review Advisory Committee. So we'll call the meeting to order, and present is Virginia Ahart, Christine Klaus, and myself, Francine Tishman. Any public comments? Seeing none. Okay, we'll move to our next agenda item, which is to approve the meeting, which I didn't send out. I'm going to bring them up. They're short, our March 3rd meeting, or would you rather wait until I send them to you so you have a better chance of reviewing them?
Yeah, you can wait till next time.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I'll send them to you. I only got them done this morning. All right, then let's move on to what the next agenda item is, which is to just one more time. We share this. It's not sharing. All right, let me go back. One more time. You're not seeing it yet, are you?
No.
Nope.
Okay. There it is. Okay.
Yep,
It hasn't come in yet for me.
Yeah. I got it. Coming.
It should just pop up on your screen instead of our pictures.
Yeah,
You have it?
nothing yet.
Boy.
Oh, here we are.
Okay. All right, good. All right, so I've sent, anyway, this revision was based on our last meeting. And so the most significant change in the first one, which was article on humane care and treatment of domesticated animals, is we removed the section 6, which said this does not apply to farm animals, because it does. And I think that was pretty much it. Now, let me, let's go to
What? I missed what you just said about farm animals. Sorry.
we removed section 6, which said that this bylaw does not apply to farm animals.
Oh,
Because in our conversation, we said that it does.
Mhm.
Okay.
My only thought, again, at the top, this is actually a new bylaw, right? So rather than saying proposed addition.
Okay. All right. So I will change it, but I'm not changing anymore
No.
for Ed or
No.
for the public meetings or anything. I'm just gonna go with that.
Yep.
Then on the dogs, Article 16, the dogs, if I look carefully, I inserted the dates of licensing period, which is the 12 months is April to March.
Right.
I added under section 2D, I'm sorry, no, that all costs associated with the dog's detention by animal control must be paid in full by the owner before the dog is released. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I knew I moved some text around from one place to another, but it didn't, in essence, change. There was a place where we had duplicated information.
Mm.
Okay, and so I eliminated that. And then Chris asked the question about section 3E. Was that it?
3, which one? 3.
3E, as in Ed.
Yeah, because I think I thought we had already dealt with that elsewhere, but maybe I'm wrong.
We did under dogs and dog licenses. This is the section on kennels. So that was why I also kept it in the kennel section.
Okay.
It is redundant, yes.
Okay.
But I thought, let's be as specific as we can here. And then under dog complaints and hearings, section 4C, we added the animal control or inspector for resolution.
Yep. So Francine, just back on 2E, do you not want to say section 3 then, rather than section 1 and 2? Under 2E? Sorry, under 3E,
Yeah.
3E, dog kennels.
Yes, section 1 and 2. All
Right,
right.
but
I hear,
yeah. Go down to 3 though. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Section 3E. That should be in there, the text, Article 16, Section 3, right? Because that's referring to the dog kennels. You already put in the penalty for 1 and 2 up above.
Right, yes.
So this needs to say Section 3, not sections 1 and 2. In 3E.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
But I'm looking under section 1 and 2. Okay. And then section 3.
Or maybe it's.
No, it is section 1 and 2, because all those conditions in 1 and 2 also apply to 3. I thought was our thinking. No?
Did you specify section 1 and 2 up above or not? I'm sorry.
I said, yes, sections 1 and 2 of the town bylaws.
That's under the kennel part, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the only place it is. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it had appeared elsewhere. Maybe I had it scrolling wrong. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. No, because yes. Do you think they should appear elsewhere?
No, I guess I wasn't clear whether that also applied to section 3, kennels. If there was a penalty for kennels. I mean, you could just say
it's not specific here, but since it's under kennels, I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's applicable without being specific, but all right, when we do after the meeting, we'll, after we get the comments, we'll look at that to see if there, in fact, there is. I see what you're saying. I see it both ways. Okay.
Yep, no, that's something that can be corrected after. It's
okay.
Relevant for the meeting.
All right. Okay, so with that, everything went to Ed on Monday. I didn't get it to him before. I broke these up instead of one document so that there were 2 distinct bylaws when I sent it to him, so he knew the difference between the 2. I set the comment due date for online comments, as we discussed, of March 21st. And the public the public meeting for March 24th. And so I'm thinking for us to talk, we would have to meet either the 22nd or the 23rd of March to prepare for, to consolidate. I'll consolidate the comments. But I think we should have a meeting after the online comments, so we could pull all of that together, and then, plan the kind of the agenda for the meeting on the 24th, if you're okay with that. But I've asked that all the comments as they come in online are sent to all of us so that we all see what the issues are as we're receiving the information from people. Okay?
Did you receive any?
Did I what?
Have you received any?
It hasn't been posted
No,
yet.
it hasn't been posted yet.
Well,
I'm hoping it's posted soon. I didn't get it to them by Friday, and I didn't, and so I got it to them first thing Monday morning.
I got an email that looked like, it wasn't one that I would have thought immediately I shouldn't be opening. And I couldn't, whatever system this woman was using, it didn't come in. I couldn't see what it was, and I wondered if we had a comment. So
No, not yet. No.
Okay, that's
No,
all.
Ed did send out a notice to people. I got one not to open an email because someone had hacked something. That was towards the end of last week.
No,
No.
it definitely seemed, but that's okay, because I couldn't open it.
Okay.
If it
I don't
was
think it's been
that,
posted. So,
I
Yeah.
don't think anything has come in yet. And
So-
I know I cut it short, but I just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I
So Francine,
apologize for
I
that.
just want to fill in my calendar that the hearing date, the meeting date rather is when? March?
March
20
24th at 7:00.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and I will post that today. I didn't post that yet, but I will post it. I checked the date. No one else is scheduled for the 24th at 7, and we'll do it in person in the
Mhm.
first floor conference room.
Okay.
Okay? All
okay.
right, so we could at least put this to bed temporarily for a nap, not a sleep, I'm sure. I'm sure we're gonna come back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there are gonna be lots of comments on this, and we'll finish that up. Okay?
Okay.
All right, my next couple agenda items were things that we talked about as what was next on our plate, and it was about the membership participation on boards and committees and elected and appointed
Mhm.
individuals and their responsibilities as part of the committee. Conducting business, how it's done. My concern right now is, and Chris, I mentioned before we started the meeting, that the email that we got from Lucy, did
Yep.
you see that?
I did.
That's everything we've done so far. If you look at what the attachment, she asked us to review and
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of I'm maybe I haven't seen it. I saw one from the other day that she sent out.
no.
Okay, today, no, I didn't see it yet. I saw
Yes.
one the other day that said that we needed to answer them on something about a bylaw on the fire department or something.
Right. Yes. So we can get to that too. If you, I mean, I should, so anyway, my question is, do you want to go ahead and discuss this membership participation, the other two, or which I sent out to you, or do you want to hold off and have a discussion about how we're going to, I guess if we go back to the December one, and then look at the one that we just received this morning, asking us to review the contents of everything that the town has passed it. And it looks like just verify the changes and clean it up. I'm surprised that what isn't there are the bylaws that were passed at the town meeting the way they were. So this is still looking like draft versions.
Yeah, this is
Right.
looking like all the old stuff that we did.
Right.
I don't understand.
I don't either. Maybe
There's
I'll, go ahead.
Join you.
at your leisure, go through this. I mean, no, I mean, I know I need to be.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't for Deb. This is for her to put this back up on the website. It's already up on the website. This is on the website with all these amendments.
Yes.
I mean, as far as I know, it got taken down for a bit. Now, as far as I know, it's back up, or it was last month. I think I saw it.
Okay.
So this isn't to do with E360, right?
No.
No.
This
Okay.
looks like, because I think we're a ways away from their work being posted. This is ours.
Well, I haven't. I just glanced at what you just. I didn't read it to understand what we need to do
Okay.
here.
Well, I opened the document and it's very clear. I mean, you know, we had the italic and the bold, we had some things highlighted, and she wants all of that cleaned up. And I don't see how we can do that or why we should do it without her. I think she needs to be with us. And on her, so we'll have to schedule a meeting. And I'm thinking that's probably a meeting that should be in person.
I mean, why do we need to remove old dates and titles of the bylaws? I mean, E360 has all of this right now. They're going to do their codification of it.
Yes.
Is she trying to make a clean copy to get rid of the bolded stuff?
I think so. I think so. But I guess what went to town meetings were all things in regular typeface. There was nothing distinguishing about them at the time. I think they went as we were proposing them. Am I correct? We didn't show all the changes and stuff like that, did we?
I
don't believe so. I mean, if I just look at the June ones that we just did, because that's the handiest copy I have.
Well, there were definitely references to the part in bold and substitute X and Y in the backup document to the town meeting, not in the motion.
Right, and I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
In the motion.
So in the no, I don't. I'd have to look at the warrant.
I have to go back and look too, but I would think for all of us, if we were to sit down together and do that, that's why I'm saying, do you want to tackle that next before we go on to the membership and participation, just to get that off our plate and move it?
Well, this would be what I would recommend we do in person, not over.
Yes, in person. So, in person.
So whenever we can make that happen, but
okay. All right, and that I'm going to say that would probably be a long meeting. So yeah. I'll get some dates from her. I'll get back to the two of you, and we'll set an appreciable amount of time aside for that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that takes care of that. And then looking at the email that she forwarded from Deb Kaczynski to us, or whatever her last name is.
Mm-hmm.
Kaczynski, yeah. I don't recall having received it in December. I look back and I didn't see it, but we need to take a look at that and see whether we're including the fire chief in Article 3, Section 5.
I thought the language was clear. I mean, to me, what they said to delete, we made the motion to delete the remainder of that clause.
Right.
Fire chief, I think, stays, but the rest of it goes away. And that, I believe, was something that Ed got from legal counsel.
Okay.
If I'm down there in the next day or two, I can ask them about it, because I'm pretty sure that's
was
where
the response we got.
We had an original draft, in the one of our, almost final warrants.
Yes.
And then the day of the meeting, we definitely read it differently. We made an amendment. Can't remember if it was an amendment on the floor or what it was now, but we had received some guidance that had to change. And I think it might be because we have a strong chief.
Yes, we do. That was
And
it.
there are certain things that we cannot do.
Yes. And so, yeah, so the rest of it had to be removed. And yes, I agree with you. But I guess my question is, did you get this? I don't remember. I look back at my emails and I didn't have anything in December with this question.
No, I didn't see
All
it.
right. So I'll get back to it and say, you're just going to just verify when next time you're in town hall with Ed, the direction that we received from the lawyer,
Mhm.
correct? And
Yep.
then with that, she can respond to Deb.
Yep.
Okay, so that's off our plate. All right. Thank you, Chris.
Mhm.
And then, so that leaves us with, we'll set a date to review the entire content and the revisions made thus far. But then the question is, should we
Yeah.
even start on this membership participation or put that behind?
No, I mean, I'd like to understand what the intent, what the purpose is to clean up something that's been the standard way that it's been on the website all along. I don't
Yeah.
understand what we're doing. I would want to be clearer on that. So I'm fine with starting to just take a look again at these membership and board ones, because I thought we were pretty close on those that we could
Yes.
circulate around to the new committees
Yep, we can do
and,
that.
you know, pretend we never, I know we had responses from some, but just asking them to, because time has passed so long, to re-verify.
Okay,
Is there anything that they see? I mean, this wouldn't be on for the May warrant anyway, so, you know.
all right, we'll do that. Okay, so I'll get we'll take a look at it now and then I'll get it out. Depending upon what we say today, I'll get it out to committee chairs today. Okay?
Sure.
All right. And what I'll do, I think this next, what I'm thinking in order to address this whole issue over the existing, cleaning up the existing bylaws, is there a time next week that works for, is not good for you or work? I said I'd get back to you with some dates. So, but I'm going to shoot for next week. Are you okay with that?
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's going on.
Okay.
I ended up having, after I had my fall and everything, I was put on baby aspirin. It apparently, I shouldn't have been. And I got a hemorrhage in my right eye.
Mm.
I have been under the care of the retina place in Springfield,
Mhm.
and also Dr. Balin. And he will be operating on my right eye, which was damaged, next week. Early in the week, possibly I could,
Okay.
but I'm going to be tied up from there on with this, and I'm sorry. There's a lot going on, but you know, I've just got to take that time and
Yeah.
can't do anything.
Okay. All right. So from there on, meaning for several weeks beyond next week?
No, I assume that after next week, I have a couple more appointments with Dr. Balin that I can work around. But next week is a loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how about the week of the 21st, we're going to meet over the comments and to get ready for the public hearing.
Mhm.
We'll make this one the week of the 28th.
That would be the earliest I could do anything. Yeah.
Okay. So
Would be safe for me by then.
28th for us to meet with Lucy. And then I'll ask her to give me some dates that week that work for her and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. So then I will bring up the membership. There you go. Okay. This is the draft.
Could you put it just one page and make it bigger, Francine? It's kind of hard to see, or at least make it bigger. I don't know.
Let's just see. I wonder once it's in here. if I can change it.
Just look at view or review.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. No, there's nothing on review.
Look at view then. View.
Yeah, if I can't get to view because it's,
No, review. Next to it, view.
yeah, I can't get it because up at the
Oh.
top of the page, maybe I
Okay,
can
well,
move this
Maybe just
bar.
make it bigger at the bottom a little bit than where that thing down there.
Yeah,
It's must be the typeface or something.
there you go. Okay.
That's better. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, so Virginia, this good for you?
Well, nothing's going to be great.
Okay.
That's a part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I can read most of this.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so this goes back to what we did a long time ago. I put this date on it just so that we're tracking versions, which we didn't do in the past.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there were no changes to this. And as Chris said, there are a whole new group of committees out there. And if we can get this one more time by those folks.
Yeah, the one thing I think that, I don't know that we've been, given the kinds of appointments we've done lately, we haven't always had people come through the committees themselves to be appointed. I mean, we held back one that I can think of recently to have that particular committee weigh in on it because it was an application for an appointment that came directly to us.
Mhm.
And we suggested that they invite that person to one of their meetings. They did that. And after attending the meeting, the person decided, no, that was not the committee for them. So somewhere in here, where's the application process? Maybe it's in 3.
Yeah.
They can send it to select board directly. And then we turn around and send them to the members of the group if they didn't come in to us from there. Let's see, recommend 10-1 meeting. Yeah, well, I guess that is kind of what we ended up doing, even though we didn't have a formal procedure.
Right.
Members of the group itself shall submit its recommendations to the select board. I mean, I guess ultimately the select board is in charge, and we could do it just directly, but that would be not very.
No, we don't want to circumvent. Yes.
No,
yes.
yeah. So I think this lays it out maybe a little bit clearer than what we did. The one thing that I think we've been talking about is that the volunteer form itself is a bit limited. So we would ask them to put perhaps a cover letter, detailing, their past experience or something. It doesn't have to be a resume, but just something more explanatory in terms of why their background would make them a good fit for the committee or something like that.
Yeah.
That would just be a thought I would have on there.
Okay, so that would go in section 3.
Yep. That's all.
All right. No, that makes sense. Because we're doing it backwards. All application forms received to be forwarded to the members of the group. It really should go to the group first. And then they would make their recommendation, bring it forward to the select board, correct?
It feels right, like the right way. It's kind of happened that way, but only just by happenstance, I think. There haven't been too many that I can think of that haven't gone via committees offhand, but that was one.
The way this is written, it gives them the option of doing either way. And so if the preferred, I mean, we can still do it that way, but just add the information that they would have to submit along with their application, a letter of interest that detailed their background.
Yeah. I mean, it's down in 4, it says based on its review. So if the applicant feels they haven't been evaluated by the group, the select board may vote to appoint the applicant despite the lack of a recommendation from the group in question. So that's where.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an unusual circumstance, but I don't know, I guess the bottom line is the principle is that we would like to have the host group committee know who is wanting to join them and be able to put a few words of recommendation towards us.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, that's what we would like to see happen.
Well,
And
that's what this does say.
yeah, so
We could leave that, but just add the section requiring
yeah,
a cover letter
Yeah.
detailing their background or a resume.
yeah,
Okay, so I'll add that to section 3. Okay,
okay.
all right, that'll take care of that one. Anything else that you saw on this that, if I go down, down, down?
Well, what if you felt this was not a good person to be on? Either you, the select board or the committee.
Would not recommend them. Yes. Yeah.
What if you can't recommend them someplace along the line? Do you deal with that? Couldn't see any of that except the one that says if you didn't feel you were fully evaluated.
Section 4, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there are people that just shouldn't be on some committees.
Well, yeah, despite the may vote despite the lack. But we don't say in turn, the select board may not appoint someone despite the support. Is that what you're saying, Virginia?
No, I'm saying, let's start. Somebody applies for the committee and the committee knows they're not a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
But that would still give the person an appeal.
Yeah.
Right.
You just appointed someone to a committee who has supposedly been on community preservation for 2 years and claims she doesn't have a clue and has never come to a meeting. I'm sitting at home going, she'll never come. And
And it did not come with a recommendation of the committee.
In my case, people that come on the committee are coming from a committee.
From other committees.
Right, from other committees.
And that committee wasn't functioning.
I see.
And this person said, one of the committee members said, oh, I'll come. Told me she'd come, and I've never seen her at the meeting.
Okay. Well, we might get to that at the next section with required. We talked about participation.
Yeah. But I can't throw her off because she came from this committee.
Okay.
This isn't like a volunteer.
Yeah.
A lot of the committees. But I'm stuck because I still have to have a quorum.
Well, I think that's the situation. You know, lots of committees find themselves in.
Yeah.
We don't have sufficient numbers of people to meet the required quorum.
Well, and people that are on appointed to committees then it's the same people that get delegated to be, parts of other committees whose charge requires not at-large members, but members from other existing committees. So then that person who signed up for a committee has all of a sudden got 3 or 4 committee assignments that they weren't anticipating. So,
and that's how, yes.
Yeah. Go back up a little bit on 3. Does it say anything about looking at requirements? Recommended. I was thinking about, the best shall evaluate the applicant's qualifications.
And submit to the select board with their recommendation within 1 month of having received the application.
Yeah.
Well, I think requiring them to have gone to a meeting to see if they want to be there.
Yeah,
It-
it is
Okay.
there. Yeah, we've added that in. Yeah.
It's recommended, it's not required. Should we change that word?
Might be a good idea, not just recommended.
What do you think, Chris? Agree? Yeah,
I mean, I guess well, except for this one person, I guess I'm assuming that people would have, in order to know that they wanted to be part of the committee, they would have been to a meeting or at least watched it.
yeah.
But I don't know, can we require?
Well, probably not.
I think that word is gonna be too strong.
Okay.
Highly recommended. I mean,
Highly
Fine.
recommended would
All
be.
right, so we'll put in it, I'll add the word highly
yeah, I think you gotta
Okay.
stop short of require,
or
Yeah.
strongly.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, these are volunteers after all.
right. Okay. All right. Anything else to this one? Well, I will go to the next page, but anything in section 4?
Uh,
This
Yeah,
is,
yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
okay, I'm good with that too.
Yeah,
All right, 5. So just because you were a former member of a group whose term expired doesn't mean you automatically you're going to be considered along with others. That's pretty clear.
yeah,
And that's how we get some, some fresh blood and new ideas and so forth. Okay. Group recommendations. Okay, same thing. Rest of 5 is good for you. Section 5, then we go A, how we go about it.
mhm. In light of the needs of the group.
Yes. I mean, there's not going to be one size fits all. I mean,
No.
to balance your group, you may want people with different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so they may change from vacancy to vacancy, depending upon who's left on the committee
Yeah,
and what you need to fill. Does this give us that leeway?
yeah, I think it probably does. Yeah, that first sentence I think is okay. I don't know about considerable weight. The word considerable
Okay.
bothers me a little bit, but I can't
Okay.
figure out what would be better.
give weight.
Takes into consideration the group's recommendation or
Yes,
something. I mean,
yeah.
I think,
We'll consider,
it's not like we score them, I
yeah,
mean,
we'll consider a group's recommendation for each appointment.
Yeah,
Okay. So I'll change that.
for me, this one in.
well, the rest of it is just.
Okay, I think we need to say in B, accept the appointment by being sworn in
Yes,
by the town clerk prior to any participation in the meeting.
Yep,
Okay,
right.
yeah,
Or prior to any voting participation. I mean,
Yeah,
they could be there but not vote.
okay, voting. Okay, I'll word that.
Yeah,
Yes. 'Cause
Prior to having
that
any-
often,
prior to having any voting authority or something
yes,
yeah,
at a meeting. I mean, the timing may be such that they could turn around and attend a meeting the next day. They just couldn't vote, right?
right, exactly. Okay, so yes, voting as opposed to participating. Okay.
Right.
All right, and then this for cause.
Yeah. How did we come up with 25 voters? Do you remember?
I think that's what's required.
Okay.
to
I
do
don't know.
any, to initiate any recall.
Okay,
I
could be.
think that's just a minimum number
All right. It's fine.
for us too, Chris.
Yep. Hey. It's
Okay.
probably out there.
Okay. All right. So with these changes, do you want to see it once more before I send it to the committees? Okay.
I'd say we could send that around myself and just, just
Okay.
acknowledge that, we recognize that some committees had already responded
Right.
to us, but since this has been sitting for so long, we
And,
just
and
wanted
there are
to,
there are changes in committees, yes.
yeah. And
And-
right. So we just wanted to bring it forward and,
Yeah.
at least let them distribute it to their membership or something and get back to us. And I'd just give people a date to try and get back to us. We
Yeah.
can discuss that at the end, but
Okay.
these were so, long ended in terms of,
No, because we heard probably from 30% of everyone.
yeah,
And even with reminders, we didn't hear from the rest and it just fell off the
Right.
plate, but
right.
okay. So let me go to the next one. Okay, and I'll make it bigger so that. Okay. All right, so this is the accompanying document, and this is also a new bylaw. So we're putting some minimum timelines on people when they have to be, when the committee itself has to engage with their new members.
Within the first month of the fiscal year for planning. Okay. All right. Yep. Got it.
Okay. Because the elections are in May
Yeah.
and the fiscal year is July, so that would have given them 2 months.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. Is there anything that we can put here in the second paragraph of section 2? Or section 1, I don't care who it is, but that the minutes need to be posted?
Yeah, we should. And you've got it down in that little third paragraph there, right before number 3,
Yeah,
to draft the minutes for approval. And yeah, let's do that. That per open meeting law or whatever, I don't know, per MGL, whatever it is, or per open meeting law, minutes need to be posted on mytown.gov after approval by the membership.
right.
So that's the other problem. Either we don't have minutes being posted or they're not being approved by the members and they're posting drafts. So I think we need to clarify that.
Okay, reviewed and posted on the town website.
Well, yeah, on mytown.
Within what, 60 days of the meeting?
It's what it says when you try to post a meeting. I forget. Within 3 meetings or something.
Yeah, I know. But if some committees only meet twice a year, that could give them a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only have a community preservation when we've got work.
Yeah.
And if we don't have anything coming in, there's no reason to meet.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it'll be a little while.
Yeah. And like even now, Francine, like for example, master plan, we're going to meet quarterly. So it's going to be 3 months before there's a set of minutes posted up there.
All right. Well,
But
I will be happy if we just get in that they have to be approved, minutes have to be posted on the website.
Yeah, or on mytown.gov specifically.
Yeah. Okay.
So, or posted on the website through mytown.gov, whatever.
Yep,
And, but they should not get posted until they've been approved.
right.
Or if they are posted, they need to be marked, well, they could be
No,
marked draft, I suppose. They shouldn't though, I don't
no,
think.
I would leave it to approved. I
Yeah,
would. And I know that's what's going to stretch it out, but some just don't make it at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
But yes, please make sure that it's after approval because,
That could lead to, a minor mistake could lead to,
Yeah.
a lot of confusion.
yes.
Okay.
I won't go into it, but yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Maybe I could just say that the last a meeting or two ago got confused with another meeting that this same person is the clerk for. And I'm going, we didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There are two meetings mixed up.
yeah.
Okay. So 3 is sufficient.
I think so.
We don't need to describe conflict of interest or anything here.
No.
No.
Can we say state ethics training program to ensure compliance with conflict of interest potential, or no, just let it go? Right here.
Yeah. I don't think you need to
Okay. All right.
say anymore. I mean, Lucy's the one that usually gives us information. I mean, she requires people to take the training.
But that doesn't mean in actuality
Yeah.
people are abiding by. That's all. You don't think it's necessary. I mean, it shouldn't be.
No.
It shouldn't be. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm good.
And just to say that, isn't that the ethics program? Isn't that like every 2 years or something?
Yes.
So we might say, to the town clerk, training program per.
At required intervals.
Yeah, right. Something
Yeah.
that's perfect. That sounds good. Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Words we haven't used.
Yeah. Mix it up a little bit to see if
Really?
anybody's paying
Whoa.
attention.
Required intervals. Whoa.
Okay. All right. Then we go.
5. Yeah.
4.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Sworn in prior to attending a meeting. We should say what we said prior to voting.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Because I know one of the committees had a snag, a person that had been signed in and
Yeah.
hadn't been sworn in, and they
Prior to
voted.
being, eligible to vote or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're saying that in both of these bylaws, really, right?
Yes. It applies to both.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we're looking at 5, the meeting time agenda approved. Time frame.
There you go. In terms of, again, we're talking about approved minutes here. So it may be that you can combine whatever that other little paragraph was or a couple sentences into this one about approved minutes.
Under the 3rd paragraph in section 2. So which is it shall be the duty of the clerk to draft minutes.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? So
Yeah.
all right. So I'll move.
Maybe that sentence could just be added somewhere
I'll
here.
move section 5 to section 2.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe just do some wordsmithing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here I do have an issue here. It says, and with the town clerk. Posted on the designated site and with the town clerk. Is it really two? Or is and or?
Yeah.
Or if you post them on the town website, that's being considered submission to the town clerk.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly, on my committees, I don't send anything separate to Lucy. I just put it on mytown.gov.
Yeah, me too.
And I think oftentimes it says minutes are not available or something with the, I don't know what it says, with the town clerk. Does it say that? I forget. But
because then she would be, they may or may not then be posted.
right.
It doesn't say that the town clerk would then post the minutes that they receive.
Right. Because once it's posted, it says minutes available.
We could say posted on the town designated site or posted or submitted to the town clerk for posting.
Yeah, that,
That way they'll get on.
Okay.
Okay, all right. The quorum for business, I think we're pretty much in agreement with that. Yeah, quorum couldn't be less than two. Okay.
Now, the question we had at some point, wasn't it? Was it here? Whether, you say the committee is 7 people, but you've only got 5 filled seats. Is the quorum the membership of the entire body or just the active members? I mean, does I think didn't we at one point determine that the quorum had to include the empty bodies, but I could be wrong.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So if you're a 7-person committee and you've only got
3 people,
5 people, you still need 4
right?
to have a meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if that's clear.
The total members of the group as constituted.
Is that in there somewhere?
In section 6, a quorum for conducting business shall be a majority of the number total members of the group is constituted.
Yeah, so we might want to say
required for that committee.
Yeah, not as constituted for that committee, not the number of filled seats or something like that.
How about if we say as required by the committee? Because we're giving then an explanation.
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, not the number of actual seats filled, actual positions filled.
Yeah.
I would think it would be, well, I guess we can do it that way. As required for the committee.
The number of total members of the group as constituted, whether there are vacancies or not, or something. I don't know, but
that's good. Whether there are vacancies or not,
or in spite of vacancies, or I don't know. And it feels to me like we had heard that at some point from either open meeting or legal or somebody, that definition was how that had to be looked at for a quorum.
Yeah, I don't think it changes.
Yeah. Okay.
For the number of people who are actually as 5 people on a 7-person committee still requires 4.
Mhm.
All right, so I'll do that. So the quorum for conducting business shall be a majority of the number of total members as constituted, whether there are vacancies or not.
Yes.
And that says it. Okay. All right, number 7. I think specifying a time frame for committees that meet 4 times a year. I would say for a group no longer than 3 consecutive meetings or something like that.
Yes.
Does that make sense? 2 consecutive meetings rather than a month? Yeah, no?
Yeah, it might make sense to say meetings rather than months, given
Okay,
the frequency of meetings for some committees.
right. And
Um,
is 2 enough? Because some committees meet every week or every other week. That's
yeah,
too short a time.
it's too short for if you're gonna do meetings. So,
How about no longer than 2 consecutive meetings or 3 months, whatever is shortest? Is that too complicated?
yeah, we're asking them to request a leave of absence. So they're not going to do a leave of absence for just 2 meetings. So I'm changing my mind. I'm
Okay.
going back to the 2 months. If they're going to be absent for longer than 2 months, so maybe, so for committees, I don't know.
All right.
For committees who meet frequently, I don't know.
Let's
Doesn't
leave it.
complicate things.
Yeah, it would get too complicated. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I want to understand that last sentence. If the latter is not the case, the leave of absence may not be granted, and the individual must either resign or remain.
Yeah. Because if they don't have more than 50% for a quorum, then that would just, immobilize the committee for as long as they were gone.
Yeah.
If they were the 4th person of 5 people on a 7-person committee,
Yeah.
they couldn't do any business, so they would have to resign, and hopefully we would find a replacement.
This
Okay.
this is probably good if we had people that are elected to some place or get on a committee and go off, say, to Florida for the winter, as some towns have.
Mhm.
And you want a snowbird clause in here?
Because especially one of our nearby towns have 3 select board members, and one
Yeah.
goes away for the winter.
Mhm.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah,
But they have a quorum. They have 2. They have a quorum.
they can go on and do business if the town accepts that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you need a leave of absence, it's usually because of some extenuating circumstance. It's not
Yes.
because you're just simply not coming to meetings,
Right.
right? So I think the 2, let's leave the 2 month in there. That's different than missing meetings in my head.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we'll leave it as is. Okay.
I think so. I mean,
yeah. All right. As we talked it through, it makes more sense. Yeah, it does. All right. Now we're looking at section 8.
so either remain or resign to enable new recruiting or something, or enable recruitment, maybe. I don't know. Either remain or resign to enable recruitment or something.
So where do you want that?
I was just going to say right after word resign, it's section 7 at the end. You must either remain or resign. The reason that they would resign is so that new recruiting can
Oh,
happen,
in order
Yeah.
that a replacement,
can be identified or something. I mean, can be recruited or something like that. I don't know, without saying it too many times, but
yeah, okay,
just for clarity, that's more.
okay,
Okay.
all right. Number 8. Okay, there's
So
a
this-
difference here. Now, we're saying inquiries, not communication. Those are 2 different things. Acknowledge receipt of resident inquiries. But if someone just writes a comment to you,
Yeah,
doesn't ask for a response or isn't asking a question, you agree?
yeah,
Okay, just want to be clear.
Yeah, and all this is not the real response. It's just the acknowledgement that they got a
Got the
query, right?
letter. Yes,
Okay. Yep.
okay,
I think I got it. Yep.
okay,
Makes sense.
okay.
So here's your conflict of interest. 10.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fine. That's it, because I had to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and this was the form that I followed. And I said, but it doesn't say the file of disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
but also the opinion of the disclosure document. You know what I mean? I got an answer back from someone in the Attorney General's office. I think that also should be part of the record that goes to town clerk.
Hmm.
Then you want a sentence right at the end then after,
Yeah,
because it's not everything that's going to be consultation with the Ethics Commission,
right.
but any written opinions provided should be also filed with the should also be filed
Yeah.
with the town clerk.
Yeah,
Yeah, that,
okay, got it. Okay, all right, then we're going to number 11.
Yeah.
That looks fine.
yeah,
This all vacancies must be posted within 10 days. We're missing that by a mile.
Yeah.
I mean, we
And
can,
that's not necessarily true because, it's going to be, well, I mean, even if you've had the position filled, still got to come to select board
yeah,
with a PRF, right? And it's got to
yes.
go through finance and PQB. So 10 days is not realistic, frankly.
No, it isn't.
So it's 10 days after.
For posting it.
Yeah, but it would be 10 days, not after receipt of notification, but 10 days after approval by relevant boards or something.
Okay. Receipt of notification, wait, posted within 10 days of receipt by relevant boards. Okay,
Well, receipt and approval, no? I mean, we'd have to have PRFs, right?
yeah.
Personnel request forms.
No, this is for committees.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Got something else on the brain. Never mind.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is posted within 10 days of receipt by the committee or board. That works
hmm,
and should include a description of the group's function. Okay? I think it's clearer by receipt of notification received by the committee or board. Okay,
Yeah, I've got 10 days, 2 weeks, I don't know.
10 business days.
Yeah. Throw in business days, whatever.
Okay. All right. Oof. Okay. Now, the select board shall appoint all replacement vacant positions with terms extending until the next town election or the completion of the term of whichever is applicable.
That,
Does that include for elected positions also? Not just appointed positions?
Yeah, I think there's a difference. For elected positions, it's till the next town election. For appointments, I would think it would be for the term. Does that make sense?
I guess the whichever is applicable kind of gets it there.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
All
leave it.
right.
Fine.
Yeah, because, giving too much explanation sometimes just adds to people's misinterpretation. Okay, all right. All members of elected appointed boards, commissions shall serve without compensation. We all know that. Records are maintained according, okay. That's the end of that.
Mhm.
Are you okay with this?
Yep.
With these? Okay. So coming back, you're okay if I make these changes and send them out, or make these changes and send them to you before I send them out? I'm happy to do it either way.
You can do that.
Okay. Because then we'll make any corrections at the end anyway, because I know they're going to be there.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So as it stands now, I'm going to ask Lucy for a meeting on the week of the 28th so we can talk about the whole bylaw revision stuff. And I'm going to respond and say that Chris is going to check with Ed about the language of the opinion of the attorney on the fire chief comment that she's requesting clarification, and that you'll communicate that to Chris or to Lucy, correct, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay. And we will schedule, when you want to schedule another meeting, you want to wait until the 22nd or 23rd when we have our comments in, or do you want to meet in between? It's only the next week, which I think you both said is pretty difficult for you. So why don't we just set it for the week of the 21st, but before the 24th?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So right now we've got the 24th for the meeting, and then you're closing the comments when on the,
The 21st.
okay.
So that leaves us the 22nd or 23rd.
let me look at my calendar.
If this isn't posted yet, I could ask Ed to extend the comments to the 28th. Oh, no, then we'd have to change the public meeting to the 31st.
Yeah, let's not.
No, let's try and keep it what we said. But,
Okay.
I mean,
All
I
right.
could, I guess if it's during the daytime, I could do morning either the 22nd or the 23rd, I guess.
Okay, and Virginia, I know is checking her
She's
calendar.
gonna check and see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them look okay now.
Okay.
What?
Let me check my calendar here. Let's see. I could do the morning of the 21st or 22nd or the 23rd. I can do either one. Virginia, so,
Doesn't matter that to me.
all right, let's shoot for the 22nd in case there's a snag. We have another day to go
Yep.
to. Are you all right with that?
Yep.
So it'll be what time? 10, 10:30?
Either one.
All right.
10:30?
10:30 on the 22nd.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that on my calendar immediately.
Yes. All right. And I'll get this set of both sets of meetings then, last meeting and this meeting, out to you before the meeting so that we could vote on them on the 22nd.
Okay.
The 22nd at 10:30. We'll be done before, I have a doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock. We should be done, right?
So
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there any other business?
not that I know of.
Okay, then with that, do I have a motion to, let's get back so we can see each other before we say goodbye. All right. So it is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
I'll
Okay.
second it. I'll
All right,
second
all in favor?
it.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we're adjourning at 1:16.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.